And here's yet another update on the 612 Deluxe. And you guys want to see some action photos or video. So here we're going to do, I know everyone's got parallels that aren't so parallel anymore. That everyone had an uh-oh moment and got a hold of one with a drill bit or a mill or a tap, or they got in there and screwed up some parallels. These are pretty gouged up here. And I keep stoning them off and making do with what I got. Anyways, I got them clamped together. I stoned one side reasonably flat, but I'm going to do both sides. And all I'm going to do is drop it on the mag. I'm going to use a couple parallel blocks here, or a couple of V blocks, and just square it to the back fence, pinch it in between. And I got it clamped on both ends, and just activate the mag, chuck, and pull everything down, and it's pretty tight there. I'll be able to skim that top and get this side true, and then I'm going to flip it and go for the other side. And I got a whole stack of them here to do. I got a lot of parallels that are chewed up. And after you get a surface grinder, you don't know what you do without it. Vice jaws, parallels. Fix up your V blocks, fix up your 1, 2, 3 blocks. Just the possibilities are really open up for you. And here's an update on a few things I've done. I looked on the internet and found that there's supposed to be a rubber flap here. There was already a metal strip, so I got a rubber flap on this to protect the front way. Let me zap the table out a little bit here. And there was a rear flap. It tucks under a metal strip in here, and then it pinches in these metal strips here, and it just kind of folds up against the tower when you zap the table back. So it's and it doesn't interfere with anything. Everything works really good. And I finally took apart this Bijur oiler, and I wrote it down on there so I wouldn't forget what it is. It's still not hooked up, but it is 220 volt. There was a YouTube user, I'm sorry, I don't remember the username, but he suggested that I go off the patent number, there's a little clock motor in here, and go off the patent number and look it up. And sure enough, that patent number coincides with 220 volt only. They make a 480 volt model and they make a 110 volt model. So this is a 220 volt clock motor in there. And it's got I mean, I took it all apart to see how it worked, because that's the kind of guy I am. What it does is it pulls this plunger up very slowly, and then it'll snap off center. It's like a cam. And then after it snaps off center, it'll just let that plunger slowly squish down. And it says that clock motor is 8 RPM. So it'll get oiled, RPH. That's revolutions per hour. So it'll get oiled 8 times an hour. So that's interesting. Anyways, but that's the update on that. Protected the machine front and back. I've actually this little knob here is what locks my scale here. See, the scale's free to spin there, and then this just locks it to the hand wheel. So and when the machine came to me, I was missing this one. So I made one. I just finished gun bluing it, and it's in this is in water right now, just soaking to set the black finish. But there's the knob there I made. I still need to dewater it, heat it, and oil it, and it'll be ready to install. And then I had to make a fussy little back piece that goes with it. It's kind of a little 3-step thing with a number 10 32 tapped hole. So that was fun. So anyways, I made those, and I just gun blued them so they'd match the other one. I don't know why I got so crazy with it, but I did. But yeah, my gun bluing skills are improving. I got 2 squares sitting there in acid there, and another single over there. So they're actually blackening right now. and then they're due for a water soak, and then a dewater, then a heat up. And so those are in various stages. Anyways, let me get this is magged down square. We're ready to zap across this top, and I've got the cup wheel on there now. Let me change the wheel, and I'll shoot some action video, and you guys can actually see this thing working. have it. Parallels that are finally parallel again. Doesn't do anything about the chewed up sides, but you know the tops are nice and flat, and you can rely on them again to index parts in your vise accurately. So here we are with our freshly ground parallels. I'm just going to put them up against the block here and get a measurement. And I'm just a shade under 0 right there. I'm just going to pass it across. I'm just looking for deviation. And there we're all the way at the end of the block. And it was about 2/10. And it doesn't do any good if our other block isn't exactly the same as that one. So let's see what this one looks like. Same thing. We're about 2/10 under 0 there. On the center, it's maybe 3. And there we are at the other end, just maybe a couple tenths under again. So end to end, maybe 2/10 off. But shop grade parallels, perfectly fine, and nice and matched, and ready to go back to work. You know, till I hammer them again with something, trash a good piece of carbide, and screw up my parallels, and have to do it again. But at least they're repairable now. Vice jaws, there's a lot of possibilities there. Chuck jaws, maybe. Maybe we can do something with chuck jaws. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that little grinder as far as its parallelism. All right, thanks for watching.